Or at least I believe it is. Let me just make sure. Here's the videos. Yep, it's working. Alright. Now I suppose we have to wait for everyone to arrive. Oh, this is quite nerve-wracking, you know. Let's see how many people actually tune in. Oh, hang on. A live link actually works in Discord. That's pretty fascinating. Hello, Union Pacific Rail fan. Hello, we have people. We have life. Chuma, how you doing? Okay, let's make the post on my community tab. Live now. Ta-da! People are actually tuning in. What is this? Alright, so hello everyone. So we have 6 people live. Someone's already liked. Yeah. Doing great. How about you? I am doing... Well, I suppose I'm doing alright. It's a bit of a chill day, to be honest. I've not really done anything. I've watched some videos on YouTube, played a bit of Left 4 Dead. I've kind of relaxed. I was going to do some video recording today, but I thought I may as well just, you know, save that for later on. Oh, I've got a list of things to talk about. I was all excited in the past few days. You know, I could probably talk about all these things, probably keep conversation going. How do I keep chat up as well? Because this is going to be messages, visible, live chats. There we go, that should work. What were the videos going to be about? The videos, just before I answer that question, you're probably going to see me look away every now and then. That's because I still got my phone with me, so I want to make sure there's no interruptions. If I look down like this, it's because I got the tablet I'm using to stream here. My PC is here, so if I need to check something, it's because, you know, that's why. And yeah, and every now and then, if you see me smile randomly like this, because it's, you know, I'm actually streaming, so this is going to be something new. So what the video is going to be about? Well, videos I've got currently recorded are on the layout and on some more train models I have made. I don't know how easy it will be. Oh yeah, I need to make sure I got chat open. Oh yeah, I was gonna have chat open on my PC. That's the whole point of me having this open instead of doing it on the tablet. So if you want a sneak peek of something I've made recently, if you haven't seen it in the server, if I can find it, did I put it in train marks? There it is. Right, me oh, it's a screenshot, not the actual link. So if you go to the LNUR's club Instagram page, you will have a good look at one of the models I've made recently. It is a new LMS locomotive, and it is 8 studs wide, which is a first for me. God, it's so dark. I need to change this to the daytime setting. Light theme. Yeah, a bit more light, sure, I suppose that's all I have to do for now. Hello, Niagara guy. That's one of my Discord mods. Hello. So let me actually find the Instagram link so I can show you what I've been building recently. I'll have to get the tablet on. There's a number of things I'm looking at as well, because every now and then my screen is flickering because I've got the tablet on charge as well, because I don't know how much battery this is going to consume, nor do I know how long that's actually going to really last. All right, so we go to there. Let's find this one. We go copy, paste. There we go. So the Instagram link is now in the chat of my latest creation. It is my new baby, which is a bit of a weird thing to say because of how much I have treasured the Coronation class locomotive. Yeah. Anacal Electric, hello. How's the belt mag doing? I haven't touched the belt mag in forever. Oh, I don't have to go up and find it either because I got it in a box here. So, headphones out of the way. Something I bought a while back is a unique Nerf item, not an official item, but a custom 3D printed gadget of sorts. That is belt fed. That's all. Well, that's not all of them. There's like 4. How many did I get? I got 6 of those. Oh yeah, I got 6. Oh Christ, that did cost me a lot of money. Oh dear Lord. Anyway, without breaking it, I bought quite a while back. Oh, here we go. This. So this is a magazine to go in Nerf blasters, and it is belt fed. The belt, since I have one over there, is inserted on the side. I need to remember how to function. I'm not going to actually turn the thing on because, you know, that's just going to be a bit daft. I have a very glitchy tablet. You have glitchy tablets, or do I do? Because if mine's glitching out, then that's a serious problem. But with all the tests that I did, it shouldn't be glitching on my end. How does it go in again? This side, that's it. So we put it in this way. I haven't done this in ages. It doesn't really want to work. Is it because is it the right way? Oh, who cares? I'm not going to be touching this in bloody ages anyways. Let me put that up there, because that's a nightmare to fiddle with. So yeah, this is a Nerf 3D printed gadget where a belt gets fed into here, comes out this side, and it feeds darts up into the feeding mechanism and of course allows you to fire. And the whole point of that is belt fed blasters, I suppose, you know, instead of using words like weapons and firearms, allows you to have loads of belts set up ready to go so you can just fire endlessly. And I did try to do that. I can't even get it back in the box without things breaking. Oh well, but yeah, that's something I tried using, and that is something I haven't touched since because the blaster I want to use it for is not functioning properly. So, oh well. We're back on chats. That moment when you haven't used anything in months and don't remember how to use it. Yeah, it's a shame that. The other major problem is it's Nerf related because it's something that was so cool and I still treasure it. But because I'm basically limited to doing stuff in this room, I can't actually do too much more with this. I could set up a small firing range behind me, but even then, that's not really effective. So that's a bit of a shame. So we are 7 minutes in already, and I've been able to keep some stuff going because it's a Samsung Galaxy Tablet E. So I'm not sure what that means. I gotta be honest. I don't know tech stuff anymore. I'm guessing it's because it's a smaller and/or earlier tablet design. Let's have a look at the list of things I wanted to actually talk about because there are some important points. First of all, welcome. I can tick that off. Here we go. Next thing to talk about, Discord. So to anybody who is in my Discord server, you may have noticed in the past few days that a certain Nitro scam has been going around. And that has caused a problem with what I believe is now 5 of the people in my server, 4 or 5. And that is a serious issue because one of them who was affected was one of my mods, and he had to completely abandon one account and go into using another, which is a bit of a shame. So from what I understand with everybody else, everyone else is fine, and I haven't seen this link sort of appear since. The way it kind of appears is a bit of a nightmare with my server in particular because I've got so many text channels open, and it spams every single channel as like, you know, here's a free gift Nitro thingy. And I suppose when you click on it, that's when it goes to something horrible. I don't know what actually happens when you click on it because I was on PC at the time when I clicked on the link, and my antivirus software kind of saved me from that, which is, you know, again, very fortunate for me, but some people were not quite as lucky. So yeah, just keep an eye out if you're on Discord. I suppose in general, I don't know how many other servers something like that has been spread to. I don't know how active or often something like that really appears in. But yeah, if I was going to say this last night as well, if that does keep appearing, I am going to have to kind of put the server on hold just to make sure everybody's okay, everybody's got their information safe, you know, and all that sort of good stuff. But thankfully, something like that has not needed to happen. Like most great LEGO creators, Luke, does it work in the attic? Like most great LEGO creators, Luke, does it work in the attic? Does what work in the attic? The Nerf thing or the LEGO thing? Well, all of it works. I mean, yeah, of course it does. It's just not the space to really do any of it in. So I can tick off the Discord notice. I suppose I can get rid of the updates on uploads as well. because that's basically done. I've got 6 videos ready to go, and I will start uploading those in January. Sorry, not in January, in February rather. The reason why I'm not uploading in January is because of the nerf. I'm getting my words mixed up. So YouTube's ad revenue is very low in January compared to any other month. Yes, I do have ads on my videos, and I am making a bit of money from ads, which is something I'm very fortunate to be having. And I do want to make sure I'm getting as much as possible, of course. So I'm making sure to not kind of put so much effort into all these videos only to get minimal ad revenue from those videos in the month of January. Right. Stand by just one moment. I don't think I can do this without making things awkward. Right. So bear with me just one sec. Like I said, I'm live streaming from my tablet and the charger is currently plugged in. There we go. It hasn't fallen over. We're okay. Charger cable. There we go. It's all wired up in a very delicate way. And the tablet itself is actually sitting on a very weird platform. So if I nudged it forward just a little bit, that's gone. That's it. It's basically live stream over at that point. Oh, the Adonis bot. Yeah, that's the Discord thing you were talking about earlier. Because I've gotten tons of DMs from that bot saying configurations you want through. Oh yeah, so I suppose it comes in through personal DMs then. How does it even get to some people? I don't know how these sort of scams kind of work. I mean, obviously I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't really care to know either. But it's so bizarre how people would go about making them in the first place. It's so scummy. Next point on the talking list. Where is my list? I keep going through this. Yes. We're only 10 minutes in, and I thought this list would last like 2 streams. That's not really going very well. Okay, I want to talk about some of the scrapped videos and some of the videos that got privated as well. I can get rid of a few of these links as well, make things a bit easier for myself. There we go. So when it comes to uploads, again, I've got some stuff ready to go, but I also spent... How long did it actually take? I think it was 2 or 3 days, at least 2, at most 3, just going through my channel and looking at all of the videos I thought were just really low in quality, and they definitely didn't represent the kind of person I am today. It is kind of embarrassing, to be honest, having looked back of all those old videos. Of course, they were older videos, so the quality was naturally going to be different. But with how I'm set up now, with where I can get a nice clean corner set up, when I do my train marks, it is 3 big white walls. It's very clean. I'm cutting together all the cleanest edits of that video, all the clearest speech patterns, the clearest visual shots of the model as well. I can actually edit something decent together, so there's that as well. And looking back at past videos, it was so embarrassing where, I've always recorded my videos with my phone. Now, that's not something I've ever made a secret, but it's not exactly been made known often either. But it's so obvious looking back where it's just someone just crouching down doing this. It's so shaky and it looks so awkward, So everything from like the past, or rather the past few, well, yeah, the past few years, but like the first 4 years in particular has been set to private because that's not something you really want to watch anymore. Some proper standout videos have been kept, but somewhere between 250. Let's have a look. How many videos have I actually privated? Because since doing then, and since the first privating binge I went on, there's somewhere between 250 and 300 videos set to private. It's a surprisingly large amount given how many videos I've uploaded. But then again, I've been on YouTube for nearly 10 years, so in a way that does make sense. That looked like an AS10. I don't actually know what phone I've got. Again, I'm not a tech person. It was decent enough for me. Can you identify this phone? Is it an A10? I don't care. It makes videos. It does phone calls and texts, so that does it just fine for me. I'm not, again, for the 3rd time now, I'm not a tech person, so I don't care about all the apps and gadgets and that sort of thing, because I believe my friend had a similar camera setup. Well, again, it's got a decent phone. When you look at iPhones today as well, in particular, where they have crazy camera set, like some recent ads, they have like a massive sort of square there where it's like 5 different camera lenses and you get some crazy camera stuff going on. Can I join the Discord server? Yes, you should be able to if you go to one of my latest videos, or even one of my previous. I don't think it's actually in any previous posts. Yeah, you'll have to go to one of my latest videos. At the top of the description of my videos is a link to my Discord server. So that's the best way for you to follow that. The same link is used for all of my videos. So that link in particular won't go kind of out of date. I know that some links to invite people to your server expire after a while, but that's not the case for my one, which I was thankfully able to kind of figure out. God, look at all these old videos. Some of the models are really bad. I'm just, what page am I on? What about page 4? Really old videos where the camera was so blurry. That's another thing. So there's a number of things that kind of make an old video of mine and a new video of mine kind of like a night and day difference. The one thing that kind of triggers me the most is how blurry the camera eventually got. It was a combination of the kind of cover lens on my phone just getting really scratched and just kind of picking up dirt that I couldn't clean off. And it looks like you had 100 windows kind of just in front of each other and you're trying to like peek through. That's how blurry the overall camera was. Okay, what are we at? 272 videos have been set to private. That's a lot of videos, good lord. But at the same time, these are very old and again, don't represent the kind of person I want to be want to be on YouTube today. So I'm okay with that. Go back to chat. I joined this one. There was one. Okay, thank you. Are you in? By the way, do you play any video games? Funny you say that. Earlier today, I was playing Left 4 Dead 2, and that is a game I've been playing for 2 years, I want to say now. A good few years. And let me tell you something. Left 4 Dead 2 came out in 2009. People play it today as if it's still the super serious, like, esport that everybody wants to play. It's like, oh, for God's sake, it's a decade-old game. It's 13 years old now, technically. But just stop taking it so seriously. For goodness sakes, I haven't played a full game of Left 4 Dead 2 in I don't know how long. I genuinely, for the life of me, cannot say the last time I played a full game from the lobby being made to actually reaching the end. You know, where it's like, you know, help is coming, you know, survive for as long as you can, and then you actually reach it where you see the final scores for both teams. I don't remember the last time that actually happened. That nearly happened again today, but there was so much rage quit, and there was this one guy in particular who was really going at it because of my username for Steam. And again, it's kind of people like him where he realizes, oh, you're just so mad, aren't you? You're just so mad all of the time. I'm like, no, it means nothing. Just play the game, for goodness sake. I don't play to troll. I play to have fun, but there's so many tryhards in Left 4 Dead 2 where it's impossible to have a good game. I know he likes Fallout. Yeah, I've kind of gotten a bit distant from Fallout, to be honest, because Oxhorn is a Fallout lore YouTuber that hasn't really done anything in a long time. He recently put up a few videos for Fallout 76 related lore, and because it's been so long since the last one, it's something I just don't care about anymore. I mean, Fallout is definitely cool, and I still enjoy and love the theme. Starfield, when that comes out, I think I might get it because, you know, it's another Bethesda property, and because I like the kind of sci-fi space theme to it, so I'll definitely probably go for that. But I don't think I could go back and redo another playthrough of Fallout anymore. It's just, I don't care. Josh, you're here. How you doing, man? So, Josh Hyena, that's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years. He made a video game. Let me find that post real quick because I want to give that another shout out. Hang on, bear with me. Josh, I'll get you some more attention. It might only be a dozen people who see it, but it's still something. It's on my community page somewhere. There it is. Right. Let's do both links. Why not? Right. So my good friend has made a video game, and there is a link now in chat where you can play it for free. It is a very simple game, but that's understandable because this is his first proper release. But for what it is, it's still amazing. I played through the entire thing start to finish with rapt attention. It was so much fun. I loved it. And where is... Oh, I just linked his channel. Oh, that's fine. Let's still give him a free shout out. Right, get rid of that tab, get rid of that tab, get rid of that tab. Yeah, it's fine. All right, look. Josh, it's fine. There you go. There's the shout outs. There you go. The automatic emojis. Oh, yeah, YouTube streams do that. Do they? Yeah, they do. That's so cool. I love that. That one in particular, where it's XD, when you actually get that actual laughing face, that's something that never autocorrects. When you're in Messenger chats, like in group chats and whatever else, but specifically through Facebook Messenger, it's just weird text. But the fact that it autocorrects it to an actual emoji, that's really cool. Swiss001 is also streaming. I'm guessing that's you, is it? Or at least one of your friends? This message is held for review. Ooh, okay. Oh, it's just another face. Oh, that's fine. I suppose it's because of the symbols that were included. It didn't kind of register something specific. I don't like it. I turned it off with Discord. You turn Discord off, as in you don't access the Discord website as a whole anymore. Well, fair enough, I suppose. I mean, there are other websites to kind of socialize with people. I used to type it in. I used to type it as stuff like, oh, with a space. Ah, fair enough. Right, let's have a look at the list. Scrapped videos. Oh yeah, well, I was gonna talk about scrapped videos, but I ended up talking about privated videos. So yeah, that's all happened, and my upload schedule is constantly changing, and it's never in the same place anymore on this Word document I have saved. I need to reorganize this. But yeah, there is a number of videos that I go, you know what, that would be really cool for me to do as a video that I know I can make. And as time goes on, and when I say when time goes on, it's like a day or two goes by and I think to myself, you know what, I don't think I really want to do that video anymore, which is really bad in a way because it's another video I can do. But one of the main things that kind of seals it for me is because it's not a Lego train video, and that's something that has been on my mind for years. When I first started doing Nerf videos, I was so worried because I had never done anything in that style before, where I was just stood up in front of the camera, you know, hello and welcome back to this video, here is a Nerf blaster. It's something so different when you're tuning into, you know, the new video from a channel that makes Lego trains, for example. That's what made me kind of known, not popular, but, you know, known with enough people to gain 3,000 subscribers. So again, it's things like Nerf I got away with because it's something I really enjoy. I'm not active as much when it comes to making videos, but I can definitely stick around and enjoy doing Nerf stuff. But with other things like showing off different Lego models, I think the Tug stuff I got away with because, you know, if you're a fan of Tugs, by default, you're a fan of Thomas. So that kind of works its way in. But things like the dragons I've got kind of, yeah, there we go, trying to figure out the pointing. So the dragons I've got up there on display, I've been going back and forth as to whether I actually want to do the video of me showcasing all the dragons I have up there, because they're dragons, they're not trains. How many people are going to care? And it's a very selfish thing to say, but I hope you can understand what I mean when I say that, because I know what my audience likes, and I don't want to have to make a poll every time when I do something different. Say, are you going to care enough to watch this? No, please watch my video. I don't want to do that. So it becomes a very in the moment thing of, am I going to do this? Yes or no? And 90% of the time, it's a no. And I think anything else that kind of snuck through was good enough in production quality to actually stay on the channel. Something like the exploding videos. Let me start that again. Something like the Exploding Kittens card game video. So I got a comment recently. What did the comment say? Let's try and find it, because this is the reason why I started thinking about it. Scroll down, scroll down. Here we go. I won't say the username for his sakes. So, great video. Do you think you'll be doing the updated barking kitten where it has to be diffused by the receiving player? And also, do you plan on making new videos on your custom cards like you said you would? I know what I said, but at the same time, it kind of goes back to that point earlier. I can definitely dig out the custom cards, which is tucked behind boxes, but it's boxes, so it's not exactly a pain in the ass to move. But because it's not something that my channel kind of mainly recognizes, it's something I'm a bit worried about. How well did my Exploding Kittens video actually do? The current view count, according to Video Manager, if I can find it, was it just before? Okay, it did pretty good. So that has 1,500 views. I suppose people like Exploding Kittens. I never knew it did that well. Oh my goodness. Okay, I suppose I should do them then. Hang on, I see that comment. Have I heard of Professor Layton? Yes, I have. That's where the channel name comes from. My name is Luke, but the surname Triton comes from Professor Layton. And my surname is kind of withdrawn for kind of safety sakes, but through people finding my personal social media pages, they kind of find out my real name anyways. I'm not too fussed about that, but for as long as I want to present myself, I want to be Luke Triton, like on YouTube. And hello, Jolt King, another one of my Discord server mods. Have you thought about doing shorts? For some of your mocks, yes. Shorts I have actually thought about, and again, this is recently mainly because of the dragons. Instead of doing a 5-10 minute video of me showing, here's this dragon, here's what it looks like, it's just 30 seconds of me going, dragons! Ah, you know, it's some kind of crazy sort of thing. I might have to plan it out and think about how I'm actually going to do that. But yeah, if I was going to do that video in particular, that's going to be a shorts video. I don't know how many shorts I would actually do because the content on my channel is, you know, like the mock showcase videos, they're 2.5, 3 minutes long. They're short videos by default. So a random 30-second video just popping up, I don't quite like that, to be honest. Speaking of 30-second videos, some of the videos I privated a while back were 30-second work in progress. They're basically just stupidly short videos that shouldn't have been as short as it was. So could work. I'd have to think on it. I'd have to see how well things would progress. Sora CHR. Whoa, that's yeah. Of course, it's cool. Professor Layton is amazing. I saw the Professor Layton movie. What is it called? What's the Eternal Diva? Is that what it's called? Let's look this up. Here we go. Professor Layton Eternal Diva. Yes, that's what it's called. The Eternal Diva. The fact that there's a full-length film for Professor Layton is so cool. And it's really good. It definitely fits in with the kind of prequel trilogy for the Layton games. I have the first... Actually, do I have them behind me? I actually might have them behind me. Yes, I do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have the first 4 original ones. Curious Village, Pandora's Box, The Lost Future, which is my favorite one, and I can't remember the names, and The Spectre's Call. So these are for the original Nintendo DS, which is why I have these ones and not the other 2 that came later on in the series. The Lost Future one in particular is one that I really like because it's a bit of an arbitrary reason, but I love the idea. Spoiler alerts, by the way. It's a bit of a daft spoiler alert, but the idea of time travel that is used for that Layton game is so clever. It's not actually time travel, but instead the time machine is basically an elevator going from above ground London to an underground city, and it's depicted as 10 years ahead. That's so clever. I love that so much. Oh man, Layton. I should play that again because that is really fun. Probably just for the puzzles, because some of those puzzles are really good. One of my mods, that's Niagara Guy, asks, Luke, do you think you might do any more American engines? And Jolts King naturally seconds that. So, not really. I said this a few times in the past. It might have been an off comments as replies to actual YouTube comments. But American engines are quite, naturally, they're foreign to me. I'm British. I'm much more used to British engines. The only American engine I've actually built, or technically only 2 that I've built, is the Polar Express, which is the Piri Marquette something 2 S2, or it's the Berkshire 765. I can't remember which one is actually supposed to be based on, but the Polar Express, that's one of them. And the Big Boy is the other American engine I've built. And I'm pretty sure someone in chat in a matter of seconds is going to say it's this engine. Yeah, okay, I know, I've been told so many times, but I just don't care to remember it because, again, I'm British, not American, so that's not something I'm going to remember. There we are. Joel King says Perry Marquette Berkshire. Yep, okay, thank you. That's the 100th time I've been told, but it's just I'm not going to remember it. I'm just not going to remember it. That's why. But yes, if I can actually get the answer together, the reason why I'm not making any more American engines is because it's not something I'm used to. The overall sheer size of it is amazing, but my engines in their scale, next to a massive, potentially 10 wide articulated American engine, it would look nice because technically that is in scale. There's a video, not a video, rather, a picture of a streamlined Coronation as it was on its way to America to tour the States. And next to it was a Dreyfus Hudson, I believe it was. I'll have to double check it. Let me see if I can find that picture actually, because it's a very nice picture. Streamlined Coronation USA tour. But the American engine is next to the Coronation, and the American engine is absolutely massive, as it should be, and it will make sense when you see the two models next to each other on a layout. But for me, that's just, too awkward in a way. Right, make sure I'm going to the right tab. No, I can get rid of that one now. Is that going to fit? No, that's not going to... Okay, I cannot link the picture itself. Oh no, what have I done? That link had 10,000 characters in it. YouTube stream comments only permits 200 characters. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I can't show you either because of the way this is displayed. But basically, the American engine is massive, and it's too much stuff I'm not used to. Basically, that's why. It's too much I'm not used to, and I'm not quite prepared to make that jump properly. Alright, go back to the stream. Here we go. The Berry Market 1225 is operational a few hours from where you live. Oh, that's pretty cool. And the 1223, its brother, on display 45 minutes from your house. Lovely stuff. Some nice proper big engines that you can go and see within a reasonable time period, I suppose. Josh says he's only ever built one fictional design. Oh, I remember the days where I used to build strictly custom design engines, because this was years ago as well, where I basically convinced myself people who make models of real engines are just way too clever for me. And I'd rather make something custom so I can shape it how I want it. It can be its own crazy thing. Hence things like the quadruplex locos, which is big nostalgia hit right there. 4.5 years ago. Just let that sink in. Some older subscribers. Tell you what, we have a good few people here. How many people who are watching this stream remember the summer of the quadruplex? That would be very interesting to see, because that is arguably the most popular I've ever been on my channel, because a channel with, say, 1,000 subscribers all of a sudden appears with a month's worth of videos of these massive engines where, I can't even get it in frame, but it's massive, these stupid crazy long Lego trains, and they got so many views, and it was just so cool to see. All of those videos related to them are still on the channel. None of them are set to private, so you can look at them all with look at them all with viewing pleasure. Yeah, there we go. That's good English for you. But basically, they're good stuff. They're so good. What's everyone else saying? What was I? This is why I don't do video updates, by the way. This is another thing worth talking about, because doing this sort of thing live, because this is my first ever live stream, I can kind of get away with the fact that I'm a bit clumsy. But there are times where I would try to do a video where there is a sort of script, and I would get to this one sentence that I would end up saying again and again and again. I would just never get the perfect take, so I thought, sod it, I'm done, just scrap the video. and then community posts just became the new norm. So yeah, that's another thing I just want to quickly get out there. Quick drink, one sec. Oh, not sponsored, which is a shame because I'd love to have a sponsorship. What's chat saying now then? Didn't the Thunderbolts 1000 Siren Productions visit the 1225? I wouldn't know. Civil War engines are smaller. I did make something along the lines of a Civil War engine. It was a 440 that got turned into the last incarnation of the Ghost Train. And that's another thing I want to... Is it on my to build? No, I don't think I put that on my to build list because of how many versions of the Ghost Train I've built. I kind of just got fed up of it. But one of the first versions in particular was really long. It was like a 610-6 crazy tender engine. It had matching coaches and it was just really cool. But trying to rebuild one nowadays, I think will be a kind of pointless effort because it was cool back then. I don't really care for it now. So if you want to see a really cool Ghost Train that I've built, you know, just go see the old one basically. And yeah, I didn't put it on my to build list, which is a good thing. My to build list, that's something else I can talk about too. But before I do, let's make sure I'm caught up with chat. Perfect explanation of me. What was? You might have to, Anako, you might have to remind me of what you mean by the perfect explanation comment. I think I was chatting too much about that. Joel King says, our trains are too big to match people's bellies. Oh, your people's bellies. Oh, yeah, you said that, not me. But we don't disagree. And you're too new for the summer of the quadruplex. I'm going to have to do a 5-year anniversary post about them because it was a crazy period of time for my channel because genuinely it was one of the most popular bits of time I've ever been on YouTube. It was so cool. There was also a time soon after making them where I bumped into a few people who were hosting a Lego show in the city that I live. And I said to them, you know, here's some pictures or some models I'd love to display, and everything was set up and ready to go for me to attend this show, and I was so excited. And then I got a call from work saying, you need to work this day. Pardon me. And of course, that day was the day of the Lego show. So I was going to my boss and I was saying, look, you need to do whatever you can to swap this day over because I'm doing something on this day. And they said, no, we can't change it. You know, it's written down in the rota, it's set in stone now. So I'm like, you gits, just, you know, work interference is one of the worst things when it comes to doing stuff in your hobby. But it wasn't too much of a hindrance because a few years later I joined a few other Lego clubs and now I was displaying properly for the first time, and that was a lot of fun. Well, I remember when I wanted to try and make a hexaplex. Oh yeah, your hexaplex, Josh. I kind of achieved that with the model I made for you, or at least, you know, in your honor, but that wasn't exactly a good model either. I remember watching the channel when Big Red was the mascot's engine. Ah, Big Red. It's gone now. It went a long time. It's over a year ago since... How long did I actually get scrapped? That's the thing. I don't actually keep track of my channel's history. But there was a time where I thought to myself, you know, sorry, all these giant engines are taking up so much space, it's time for them to go. I suppose that's a good thing because I've made so many other realistic engines with those parts. So there is something to that. But yeah, Big Red and Emerald Champion have had a back and forth as to which one is the mascot's engine of my railway. And in a way, it kind of still is because of the big four here in the UK. LMS is my favorite. And because it's mainly colored in red, you know, Big Red kind of lives on spiritually in a way. So that's pretty cool. I remember finding your video of the Lego factory. Oh yeah, the Lego factory sort of hobby sets. Factory set, hobby sets. I don't know what you'd actually call it. I think it's the hobby train set in the factory line. I don't think I've ever seen a Lego set, or rather a second Lego set in that factory line either, but I don't think that really matters. But yeah, there was a proper good train set that was released back in 2007, which was a 30-in-1. You know how creator sets are 3-in-1? That set was a train set and it was 30-in-1. So I bought that and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm doing this YouTube thing. Let's have a go at making all 30 models and make videos of them. So it started off well, and then it got very exhausting because the videos were being uploaded once every 2 days, and one day was build the model, the next day was scrap it and build the next one. So build the model, record the video, scrap it, and get ready for the next model. And it was every other day where something, well, every day was busy anyways, but every other day a video had to go out. I was originally going to do it, I think it was in March and April where that series kind of actually took off. And I thought to myself, every day of March, there's going to be one of these videos in the series that's going to happen. That did not work at all. I'm so happy that I didn't kind of push myself to that limit, because no way would I keep up with that properly. But that was a very fun series to do, and building 30 different models from one kit was so much fun. I don't know how expensive that kit even is now. Let's go to Bricklink. I know what the set number is, so let's see how much it would cost if you were to get it on Bricklink. It's probably going to be something stupid, but at the time where I saw the listing on Bricklink for the one that I got, it was the best price available for the UK. So, okay, on Bricklink they are £167 and upwards. No surprise, but it jumps straight to 220, then 300s, then we got the 400s, and yeah, new sealed. Fair enough, I suppose. But yeah, I've never been one to buy Lego sets just for the parts, but that set in particular is perfect just for the parts, because it's a 30-in-1. You can build so much with it, and again, it's brilliant for the parts. You're not gonna really get away with actually buying one anymore because it costs stupid money, but back then it was brilliant. Time to catch up with chat again. This is a duck. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Hello. Josh didn't know that I scrapped the big red and the rest of the giants. Well, yeah, when I did the 2020 December special, it was all about Emerald Champion. That was the only giant left, and that is now pending a rebuild. I scrapped that current version to make a kind of new, smaller version. Curiosity is having me again. What version of the Emerald Champion are we going to be at now? I think I've actually got it written down on my uploads list. Okay, so the next version will be version 21. Oh my good lord. That is surprising, but at the same time, that does make sense because I've built so many versions of the Emerald Champion. Calling electrics diesels. Oh, I did that way too often, but that's fair on the basis that I didn't know the difference between an electric locomotive and a diesel locomotive. I always focused on anything that was steam powered, and I wasn't familiar with pantographs at the time. And of course, I now know that pantographs connect to overhead wires, which powers electric locos. Diesels have their own motors, and that's the difference between the two. But yeah, my inexperienced self just called them the same thing because, to me at least, visually, they were just boxes on wheels. So I thought diesel, electric, you know, whatever, it'll do. But I know better now. The Red Engine 12 says, hello, what are your tips on making Lego trains? If you're starting from scratch, that you're going to start your very first train mock, buy a set. So I think the Hogwarts Express is the Hogwarts Express stet still out? Stet still out. Yep, I said that. Lego Hogwarts Express. Because I saw a very similar question on a Facebook page a while back, and I gave a very similar answer. So using a set is the best starting point. Back orders will, well, I suppose it's still in stock. Fair enough. But something like that is your best bet, because the set is built up in its own style, and you can begin to customize it from there. You can take this small section off, make it a little bit longer, make it a little bit wider, change the colors, change the design overall using different shapes, and you can expand it from there. And that's the best thing about beginning the mock process. Besides that, the other good answer I could really give you is I have a series of videos on my channel about building techniques. Some of them are out of date in a way, but they are still applicable. But if it's worth, well, it is worth a watch. I don't know how helpful they would be though, which is the only main issue. I'll see if I can find the play. I don't think I privated any of those videos, so they should be good to go. Let's see if I find it. I have so many playlists as well. This is ridiculous. I got rid of about 10, maybe a dozen playlists when I was going through privating some videos. Even then, I still got like 40 or 50 playlists, which is so much. Okay, so I put that in there. It fits. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so now linked in chat is my kind of building tips series. Again, some of this might be out of date on the basis that some of these videos are quite old. I definitely knew what I was talking about at the time, but since some of these videos have been released, there have been some developments in the hobby, especially the ones when it comes to kind of power systems, the wheel sizes as well, Lego versus Big Ben bricks versus Shapeways. I would never even touch Shapeways anymore, especially now that we have a new option in the UK in the form of Bricklander bricks. Shout out to fellow member, Attaboy. Thank you so much for making our lives easier with your wheels and rods. But yes, it's its own series, and you can definitely take in a lot of what I say in these videos, especially from a starting point. They're not the sort of thing where you would look at them now and go, I'm going to use these and make a super complicated model, because with what I say, and especially with what I'm showing, I don't think it's quite enough. You will know how good you are when it comes to your building techniques when you actually build the physical model. And speaking of physical models, pardon me, digital building is another good starting point. With digital building, you have infinite space, infinite bricks. It's all there ready to go at your fingertips. It's just buying the physical bricks and putting the actual thing together. That's the tricky part. So yeah. Also, any NG updates? What do you mean by NG? It's probably going to be something so obvious, but is that supposed to be narrow gauge? I think that means narrow gauge. Oh, narrow gauge, yeah. Okay, so that's another funny thing, because I see chat update on my tablet first, and then it appears on the restream I have on my PC. So yeah, so narrow gauge. Where's the box of narrow gauge track? I think it's over there. Do I show you the thing? Oh, you know what? I need to treat you. Bear with me just 1 minute. I'm going to get something out for you. And I know you're going to love this. I'm still doing some stuff with narrow gauge, but layout stuff is kind of on hold. Hello, I'm still here. Oh, I need to get to the trains box. Is it this one? It's this one. Right. Oh. Climb back over. Don't stand on anything. Good lord. Ooh. Okay then. Guess what this is? I could put you there. So that's an out-of-date label. That's fine. So in here, this is everything I have related to narrow gauge. I have some track already ballasted. It's not on any kind of base plates, and that is because I'm not quite decided on what I want to do with the narrow gauge layout. The latest plan was to have a standard gauge sort of small loop using the R40 ballast pieces I still have plentiful amounts of, and have the narrow gauge track on the inside of that. It could work, and I suppose it would look nice as well, but again, I'm not too sure how I really want to do that. I can see your latest comment on ballast tracks ? So, do I have some loose pieces? Yes, I do. Oh, right. You're going to like this. So, 3D printed ballast pieces for curves are sold by a few different people, most notably Trix Bricks. And if you are in the UK, there is a reseller called Tech Brick who can get you loads of these. And especially for the appropriate track, there's loads of different versions, but every curve track basically has an appropriate ballast piece. So you snap on, or rather sit in place, and that's ballasted. Look at that. That's pretty good. Save you having to brick build them, which is really, really convenient. Naturally, it will cost a little bit, but at the same time, it's so good. It's so helpful. Such a good thing. Before I move on to the model, which is the more exciting part when it comes to narrow gauge, let me have a quick update with chat. So he also says, good to hear, as I haven't seen any new videos about it in a while. Yeah, I mean, the idea of trying to get something set up for narrow gauge properly can be done. Again, the box is there where I can technically make a start for it, but a boring loop is not really what I want to do. I suppose I'd have to get some more narrow gauge track and kind of make a sort of bigger layout. Not to the extent of the main layout is, but something more than just a loop would be nice. Now I'm kind of convinced to buy 3D printed ballast and tracks. I mean, you could. 3D ballast in particular is definitely on my recommendation list. You can get 3D printed tracks, more so curves, because straight track pieces are quite common. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility for future models. Jack Taylor says, "Hello, Luke. How are your Lego locomotives doing today?" Anyways, got a few Nerf questions for you if you're game. I will happily answer your Nerf questions in just a moment because there is a thing I want to show off, but all my models are very clean and up to date and are kept safe in the boxes. And this is something I showed off in my Discord server. So before I unwrap it, would anybody like to guess what's in here? Oh, look at it. It was breaking apart in the actual, in the bubble wrap. That's okay though, because it's fragile at the front. I've done the video on this as well, by the way, and I even mentioned the fragility of the model, but I don't actually show it because why would I want to show the model falling apart? David also says a mock of Duke in the near future. Yeah, I could definitely do that. I just need to get back into narrow gauge properly, and I suppose I technically could do so because the main layout is now done. So as I'm slowly unwrapping, the funnel fell off again. We'll do this all together now. Oh, damn it, I just pinged the funnel off. So fragile. Okay, we're going to do this together. Take two. Ready? Scarloey! And another piece just fell off! For crying out loud. Okay, let me get rid of the bubble wrap because that's only going to make things more annoying. There we go. So, check that out. Aha. Now, I have shown this off again in the past. The first time I showed this publicly was on the latest episode of the Ellen Noirs podcast, where we talked about favorite models of last year. And technically that is true because this was built in December last year, and it is something that I'm so happy with. The shape of it turned out perfectly. The overall dimensions, I think, are spot on. It's not quite minifigure accurate, as you can see by the massive gap between the minifigure's head and the ceiling of the cab, but at the same time, that's fine for me. But yeah, Scarloey has been built, and this is going to be the main locomotive for the narrow gauge side of my railway. Yeah, Scarloey. Josh says, a loco. Well, yeah, of course it is. It's just wonderful. And I think I showed this off in my Discord server as well. When I said to people, I'm going to be taking a break to get on with recording videos in January. But in the meantime, here's Scarloey. And here it is properly, you know, it looks like Scarloey. I suppose a good thing. I think one of the main things that kind of sells it for me is the white lining. I wasn't too sure what color lining I wanted to use. In the TV series, he has white lining. In the books, he has blue lining. And another thing that kind of sells it is I don't have any blue trimline tape, but I do have white. So I suppose that's that answered. Right, time to wrap you back up. Hang on, before I wrap you back up, let me show you how fragile this actually is. So everything kind of hinges on this one little bit that sticks out from this plate. So if I hold it sideways, there we go, against my cheek. These two studs basically hold the entire front end. So we've got the front of the running board, and that just sits on in the middle. Then underneath, trying to do this like through a screen in particular is quite difficult. So there's that 3 stud plate there. That's where this would sit on, and these are the cylinder pieces. I need to actually look at the model in order to put this back on. And that's kind of where the fragility kind of comes into play. Trying to get the cylinders back on after they fall off can be tedious if I don't do this carefully. So that's now back on, and yeah, there we go. Scarloey is back together. God, it looks so good. I'm so happy with this model. Love it. And Echo also says, put a narrow gauge mountain railway into your main loop. My ultimate goal with my layout is to have a proper massive layout where it's not just me standing in the middle, but that middle space is taken up with more layout stuff. So basically my own island of Sodal, which would be lovely. And putting some narrow gauge in there, yeah, it would be kind of on the list of things to do and get on with. But current living conditions kind of say otherwise. But yeah, that was Skylowy. And that was at the 55 minutes mark. Ooh, we are closing the stream. Oh, we can keep going for a little bit more because someone wants to ask me some Nerf questions. It'll be unfair to kind of cut him off like that. So Jack Taylor, if you're still here in the stream, if you have some Nerf questions, go right ahead. We'll wait for the kind of chat to update now. Josh also says something again. It appears here first, and then it appears like 5-10 seconds later on the main one, which is what I'm focusing on, because after a while when it appears on the tablet, it then kind of fades away. So Josh also says, I'd make a layout, but my room is tiny. Yeah, same reason here. But at the same time, if you're going to make a layout, a 6-track small display is perfectly fine. You can then have your own sort of plain loop of track that isn't on any kind of ballast or base plate. That's still fine, but don't do what I did and build a 17-foot by 11-foot layout that you can only get out at shows, because that doesn't, do yourself any favors. I'm gonna have another quick drink before the questions come in. Lovely stuff. I saw the first question appear. Here we go. Rapid Strike versus Infamous. Which do you prefer fielding? If I was going to take one of those with me into the field, it would be the Rapid Strike. Just on the very popular basis of it's much better to hold. The Infamous is chunky and heavy, and whilst I actually like that in a blaster, it's a bit inconvenient to hold. Another thing I really prefer over the Rapid Strike to the Infamous is the amount of tactical rails that the blaster actually has. My favorite part of the Nerf hobby is all about the attachments, because it's accessories. It's a toy, you're actually playing with your toy, putting on your accessory toy thingies, and you're making it in a way that actually lets you have the most amount of fun with it. So the Rapid Strike is definitely something up there because it has that heavy customization ability to it. Probably wasn't the best choice of words, but you get the idea. But ultimately, I think the Rapid Strike is just a better version of an automatic dart blaster compared to the Infamous. The Infamous isn't bad, and I would definitely field it if I wasn't given the choice of a Rapid Strike, but if a Rapid Strike is on the table, I'm grabbing that. One thing that's quite funny about the Infamous as well is something I used to do every now and then was go on eBay and just type in Nerf. Let's see what people are selling. Let's see some of these crazy prices. And whenever an Infamous comes up, it's always super cheap. And that makes me really sad, because the Infamous came out, it was in 2018. It was a 2018 release, but it was like £70, something crazy expensive. And I got one brand new for about £70. Now you can get one brand new on eBay for like 15 quid. It's just a shame. It's still a good blaster, but the fact that it's dropped in price so much, maybe not so much dropped in price, but dropped in value so much, is a real shame. Josh says they have this place in my area nearby where you can have an indoor Nerf fight. I don't know about the UK has anything like that. It's not that I know of that's specifically dedicated to Nerf, but nothing is stopping anyone really from hiring like a small hall. You set up a few inflatable sort of obstacles, and you can have your Nerf fun in there. There are some airsoft places near me. One in particular is a proper sort of airsoft arena, and I suppose you could probably get away with hiring that venue and saying to them, instead of doing airsoft, we'd rather do Nerf stuff. Is that okay? I suppose something can be worked out with that. Jack Taylor, excellent answer, good enough for me. Or I'm glad I was able to give you a comprehensive answer, because again, something I don't really do too often, something you don't really see in videos, is the amount of editing I do. So just before I ask you answer your next question, something I do with videos is like here, the amount of times where I stop and go and then there's that pause, that all gets cut out, and that's something that you never see in videos. Obviously, when I go through saying each individual sentence for a video, it's a nice clean cut, sentence done, end of video, nice and clean. But here in this live stream, you've seen so much of what happens basically behind the scenes. The Commander or the Fang? I should have them both. I need to remind myself on what they look like because I actually haven't held a Nerf blaster in a while. The Fang I should remember. It was the Alpha Strike one. Yep, and a Nerf Commander is the revolver. Yes. Okay, so I do have both of them. And that's actually quite tricky because they're both pretty good. The Commander definitely has the points for me because it has all the attachment points. But the Fang is something that is really cool because it's... Who popularized the Quadrot? Because when that came out, nobody really cared about it because it was a small sidearm for the zombie strike line. I think it was Coop's review. Maybe someone else, maybe the community just unanimously decided, oh, this is actually a pretty good blaster. Whilst I don't have the Quadrot, I do have the Fang, and it's 4 darts ready to go. It's a nice, sleek sidearm. It doesn't get in the way of anything. There's no bulky rails or other attachment points for you to worry about. It's just 4 shots ready to go, and that is a very good blaster. And because it's in the Alpha Strike line, I was able to find one brand new on shelf for only £4. So that's pretty good as well. If I had to pick between the two, I'd say the Fang. Again, the tactical choices that the Commander comes with is something that gives me personal points. But as a functional blaster, it's, you know, bare on its own. It's just a bit too clunky. The Fang is a no-nonsense, ready-to-go sidearm, which is very cool. Okay, we have reached the 1 hour mark, so I would like to start wrapping up. Jack, if you have one more question, I will grant you that ability to ask one. If not, then that's okay. We can save it all for another stream. I don't want to do these streams where it goes on forever because I need to set a precedent in the first stream, obviously. And I did agree with myself, 1 hour will be plenty long enough. I don't want to go on into the night and potentially keep people awake because it's now dinged 9 p.m. here. Jack Taylor says, okay, here's my last question. I'll give you a moment to type it out. So yeah, this has actually been a pretty good stream. I'll wait for you to type out your question, but this stream has been quite successful, to be honest. I mean, we've had people come and go. There hasn't been any more than 10 concurrent viewers, but the fact that people have been dipping in, coming in to say hello, and the amount of interaction I've had with the chat as well has been so cool. I loved it so much, and thank you all so much for tuning in. And Echo says it's 10 p.m. here, so you must be somewhere based in Europe. You are based in Europe, aren't you? I think with one of your entries in the old community challenge, it was kind of made known with that. Oh, pardon me. 4 p.m. for Josh, yeah. That's another thing that kind of got me worried because of time zones. I said to people, okay, I'm going to do this. And that was in Sweden. Yeah, that's where it was. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah, another thing about the streams as well was the time zones. I said to people, okay, I'm going to do this at 8 p.m. UK time because this time in the week specifically, this hour from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., there's no interference. And I can do this happily and safely, but if I go on for too much longer afterwards, that could be a problem. But not many people are going to be able to actually tune in because, Jack, I see your question. Oh dear, that's not good because that is a very biased answer. But yeah, when it comes to time zones, I'm going to have to try and stream at a different time of the day because I want to give more people the ability to actually tune in. But yeah, let's get on with these questions. I also saw RK's question, what is your favorite set? Lego set, I'm going to assume. And I'm not really much of a set person, but I think my favorite one has to be that Hobby Train 30-in-1 because of how much playtime I got from that set. It's wonderful. And I did talk about it earlier in the video, so, or in the stream, I should say. So yeah, there is that. Jack, now to your... pardon me, Jack, now to your question. The modulus regulator versus the modulus mediator, the full set. I am fielding the regulator. The regulator is my favorite blaster Okay. Oh, I've actually got the stuff here. Tell you what, let me round up the stream with something else because I don't think I've actually shown this off. It's nothing too special, but it's something I would like to show to kind of finish the stream with. Oh, and it's all falling off. I can't get a magazine either because that's somewhere else. Actually, I can. Aha. Okay, where is that? Oh. Oh. Joking, are you still in the stream? I don't know if I've shown this to you. One thing that doesn't help is the fact there's no lighting at all. Come on, here we go. Oh. Look at this. This is my personal setup for the modulus regulator. I've added a little something to raise the rail here using the priming handle of the Recon. I'm now using the day-night zoom scope because that is my favorite optic attachment. It's so fun to play with. Again, this kind of goes back to the kind of accessory toy thing. I've got the chrono barrel at the front, which has been personalized a little bit. I've got the Centurion bipod, and without hitting myself in the face, I've added a side rail over here to have the massive Super Soaker shield on this side. So whenever I'm firing from the hip, again, not hitting myself in the face, I'm basically like this. And I think that personally looks amazing. Yeah. And of course, a nice big drum magazine because I prefer drums to stick mags. Having said that, a few months back, I did a firing test with all of my drums to make sure they were all functioning properly. And almost all of them had feeding issues, which is not really good. But I kind of have to accept that and kind of get them into working order again because I've definitely got more drums than I do have stick mags. I mean proper ones as well. So yeah, that's something I have to kind of figure out. Seth Bricks, you made it. Nice thing to wake up to. Well, I'm afraid the stream's going to be ending in a few minutes. Oh, again, this is what I mean about timing. I am going to have to figure out the whole time zone thing. If I have another evening to myself where it's a little bit later on, I can start the stream later. Maybe at this time will be a good starting time so people can wake up and tune in. Josh said he's going to head out. It was fun tuning in. Thank you so much for coming along, Josh. That was a pleasant surprise to see you tune in. Have you ever considered gaming videos? I used to do gaming videos. Now, that is something in particular that I should use to round out this stream. When I first started doing YouTube, I did Skyrim character builds. Kind of like how Fudge Muppet did them back in the day, when they were basically 4 minutes, simple backstory, here's the armor set, here's the perks, done deal. It was like a quick 4-minute video. That's something that I did as well. I had hundreds of them, and they were so basic. Any kind of gaming video is not going to happen anymore because I'm not a gaming channel. Having said that, there are some gaming videos I still have on my channel. I'm not going to link them in the chat anymore because we are about to end because, well, again, just said so. But I used to do speed runs for a... Do I have the box? Oh my god, do I have the box? Yes, I do! Okay. If you go to speedrun.com, oh my god, that's so dusty, and look up the records for this game, Triton Snowboarder, I can only... No, that is fine, okay. So, yeah, if you go to speedrun.com and look at the records for Triton Snowboarder, you will find that I am on top for almost all of them. I held the world record for 2.5, 3 years because I was the only person in the world who actually speedrun this game. There have been a few other people who have given this a go, and I believe the any percent and 100% records have been beaten, which is something I'm perfectly fine with because I haven't played this in years. But that's, again, something else I've done. So, nice little bit of trivia about me. Former speedrunner, and I had the record for a few years. True story. it's still live. So yeah, that's the thing. Okay, that is going to have to do. This was very fun to do this live stream. I am going to try and do what I can to keep up with these streams, and I think it would be better to do them on a weekly basis. So every Saturday night, it would be nice to kind of sit down and get ready for more of these streams. I will definitely have stuff to talk about. The interaction I have with chat is definitely fun as well. There's plenty of people tuning in, asking me some questions as well, which is a lot of fun. Doing these for an hour as well, at the current time zone I'm doing it in at least, is probably the best option. I could start earlier and continue on to finish at this time, which means basically an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I'm not starting later, I'm starting sooner, which is, again, maybe not the best for some people, but that's something I'm going to have to figure out as we go along. And I think that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I'm seeing a few more questions. Defo was. I'm glad you showed us the regulator, which was pretty beastly. Defo was fun tuning in. Thanks for answering my questions, of course. See you later. I'll see you in the next videos that pop up. Speaking of videos, again, regular uploads coming back in February. I have 6 videos ready to go. 3 of them are on train mocks. The other 3 are on the layout. The layout's reconstruction is now officially done, which is very exciting. So I can start to get to work on things like the narrow gauge layout that I showed earlier. And yes, let's actually sign out the damn stream, because I'm going to be here for the next 20 minutes repeating the same outro line otherwise. Seth Brick, since you asked, I'll quickly answer your question. What do you say to an 8 wide is good scale for a large prairie? It would have extra large. Yeah, extra large drivers would be good because it fits at wider scale. Because at 8 wide, if you use standard large wheels, it's just going to look stupid. So there we go. It's time to actually end the stream now. I need to find out how much an hour and 10 minutes has sucked out of my battery for the tablet. That was good English as well. Let me try that sentence again. I need to find out how much battery an hour and 10 minutes of streaming has sucked out of the battery of my tablet. There we go. It's only 9 p.m. It's not late for me. This is fine, but I can't even words properly. So that only took about 20% of the battery. That's actually pretty good. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's really good. I can definitely do a longer stream if time permits. Okay. I'm definitely going to work on some kind of lighting setup, because this at the moment is definitely not good. It's definitely a bit blurry as well, and that's something that's a bit beyond my control. I do apologize. But yeah, thank you all ever so much for tuning in. I'm definitely looking forward to the next stream. Might be able to do one next week. The week after, the first Saturday of February, I'm going to be doing a Lego show, so there won't be a stream on that Saturday. Going forward, there will definitely be some more, but we'll find out what we do for those streams as those ones appear. So thank you all ever so much for watching. The VOD of this stream will be on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you all later. Bye-bye, everyone.